Hi, I'm Dominicus Theotokopoulos, but most people call me El Greco.
I'm Weiss, and today I'm on the small island of Crete with my good pal Dominicus Theotokopoulos.
Call me El Greco.
Greco was born on April 7, 1541 on the island of Crete. He was a painter, sculptor, and architect during the times of the Spanish Renaissance. His homeland Crete was in Venetian possession, which made him a Venetian citizen. At this time, he traveled to Venice, where he met Titian and started to master the basics of Renaissance paintings. El Greco moved from Venice to Rome for 6 years, living with one of the most wealthy people of the land, Cardinal Alessandro Farnese. While in Rome, El Greco criticized Michelangelo's creative capabilities. This led him to being disliked by all the people of Rome, causing him to leave Rome for Spain. While in Spain, he had his only son, Jorge Manuel, to a woman with the name Dona Jeronima de las Cuevas. When he moved to Toledo, Spain, he created his best works and lived there until he died. While in Toledo, El Greco met Diego de Castilla, who advised him to paint for the local church. These paintings would become some of El Greco's most eloquent masterpieces. Some of these masterpieces consisted of the Trinity, the Assumption of the Virgin, and the Disrobing of Christ. Unfortunately, El Greco demanded too much money and was never offered another contract from Castilla again. First, let's talk about the Assumption of the Virgin. This was El Greco's first commissioned painting. The purpose of this painting was to hang above the altar for the church Santo Domenico. Because of his outstanding job, El Greco was hired to make another painting known as the Trinity. This painting was meant to hang alongside the Assumption of the Virgin. This painting did not only help El Greco receive great praise, but it also helped him getting a numerous number of painting orders. While the Assumption of the Virgin shows Virgin Mary ascending to the heavens, the Trinity shows Jesus ascending to the heavens. Last but not least, the Disrobing of Christ is one of the best paintings to ever portray Jesus. This painting was made to hang over the altar of a cathedral. All three of these oil canvases have one thing in common, and that is religion. El Greco focused very much on religion throughout his career, and these three paintings were a catalyst for his career. El Greco created many more paintings, such as the View of Toledo.
The reason this is such a notable work is because it was considered the first landscape painting in Spanish art. As Antonio Palomino says, we can define El Greco's art by saying that what he did well, none did better, and that what he did badly, none did worse. El Greco's later works are characterized by extremely distorted figures, stretching beyond the realities of the human body. His main painting of this variety is known as the Adoration of the Shepherds. This painting was painted during the last years of El Greco's life and was made to hang over his tomb. El Greco's masterpiece, The Burial of Count Orgaz, measures 10 by 16 feet and has never been removed from the Church of Santa Tome. As Marina Lambraki Plaka says, this is where El Greco sets before us, in a highly compressed form, the wisdom he has brought to his art, his knowledge, his expertise, his composite imagination, and his expressive power. It is the living encyclopedia of his art, without ceasing to be a masterpiece, with organic continuity and intelligence.
So Greco, how do you create such great pieces of art?
How about I show you? I often intertwine the Byzantine traditions with those of the Western civilization. I also believe that the color that one is to use defines the artwork more than the picture itself. I tend to have a contrast between light and dark colors, known as tenebrism. I tend to start my works by painting about religious figures that are important to me and that I respect. I also love using expressionism and cubism in my works. Any questions so far?
Yes, what's cubism?
My young people, Cubism is a style of art that stresses abstract structure at the expense of other pictorial element. Any other questions?
Yeah, what's Expressionism?
Expressionism is a style of painting in which the art seeks to express emotional experience rather than impressions of external world. Now that we know how I paint, let's see how you two are doing. Very good, Noah. I see you're really getting the hang of it and that you understood what I was trying to say.
Thank you.
Really?
I'm sorry. I'm trying my
This
hardest.
is a piece of garbage. You have no idea what you're doing. You're never going to be great.
Shaving with Greco.
Well, that didn't go quite as planned. Let us now continue with the interview. So, El Greco, what inspired you to create your religious paintings?
Along with the Byzantine Empire that influenced me, I was also greatly influenced by the constant churchgoers and the important people of the Toledan society.
What made your portraits so great?
Not only did I focus on what the character looked like, but I focused on who he was. As Harold Webby once commented on me, by such simple means, the artist created a memorable characterization that places him in the highest rank as a portraitist, along with Titian and Rembrandt.
Did you create anything besides paintings and portraits?
I was also very skilled in sculpting and architecture. As a matter of fact, I designed many features in buildings and created several church altars as well. I produced a variety of works for a local hospital known as Hospital de la Caridad.
How did your artistic style change once you moved to Toledo?
Over time, I matured my artistic style and based most of my work off of surrounding style and items.
How did you even have time to go to the bathroom? Thank you so much for your time, El Greco.
No problem, anytime.
Sempre sarai e quando mi vedrai ricorderai.
We are all gathered here today for the funeral of one of the greatest painters of all time. He passed way before his time and for an unknown reason. I'd like to call Carter B. Horsley to say a few words.
The only artist to truly challenge Vincent van Gogh and Joseph William Millard Turner as the greatest painter in Western art history was El Greco. Other artists are magnificent, but lack the overwhelming emotional power of El Greco. El Greco's paintings are explosively bold, yet hauntingly graceful, and his compositions are memorable and quite original. El Greco was not only a great painter of his time, but he set the stage for several painters to come.
Thank you for those kind words. I would now like to call Mark Stevens to the stand.
For centuries, this was a widely accepted view. The ecstatic religious work was simply beyond the bounds of reason and good taste. Only the advent of modernism convinced the world of the value of the artistic emotional intensity and radical distortions of space, form, and color. Today, El Greco is one of the most popular of the old masters. His greatest paintings rival those of other great artists. He will never be forgotten for as long as the earth is still around.
El Greco's works of art inspired many painters, including the great Picasso. The twisting figures and the brash, unreal colors influenced many artists, from the Cubist to the Expressionist to the
Greco was
abstract.
unappreciated in his time, with the art world having to wait 250 years before his status of master was recognized.
Yeah!